that. How has been your approach on this? How have you been integrating the private sector in Vision 2030? Because you have been one of the brains of this huge project, quite ambitious project.
Two things I wanted just to comment from what I've heard now and connecting it to your question. One is, obviously, this is about a global dialogue. So instead of talking just about Germany or Saudi Arabia or Italy, we also need to recognize that what happens in Germany impacts Italy and impacts Saudi Arabia and vice versa. Sure. And therefore, making sure that a global dialogue continues through multilateral institutions and maintaining and protecting multilateral institutions as a forum for adversaries even to have a proper place to discuss their issues and but a lot of them are common issues that they need to discuss and agree. One of them is technology. And I think we all recognize that without a very clear environment that supports innovation and technology and then sharing information and technologies, particularly with low-income countries and some of the emerging markets, you cannot have prosperity in the world. So being too protectionist and being selfish, if I may use the word widely, is not actually in your best interest as a nation. Because what happens in other nations will impact you.
Sure, this is why we're trying to find common ground.
Just going back,
also, if possible.
Absolutely, and
I know.
we do continuously. And in Saudi, we focused on that. In Saudi, we said, how are we going to use our own competitive advantage in not only achieving our own interests, but also advancing the interests of other nations? In AI, for example, we looked way in advance of the current discussion of what is our position in AI? How are we going to contribute in the value chain of AI? And I can tell you, obviously, we are not the most advanced country in semiconductors, okay? So we don't have that competitive advantage now, but we would like at least to have some advancement. But definitely we have a competitive advantage in energy. And the problem is we cannot export our energy to Germany directly. So we need to think how we are going to do that. One of them is to say German AI companies and technology companies can actually set up their business in Saudi Arabia near a very reasonably priced energy, where there are multiple energy sources, not only fossil fuel, there is the fossil fuel, and there's renewables, and we have very ambitious plans in our electricity to achieve 50% renewable by 2030, and we are actually on the way to achieving that. So we have the energy, we have the land. You need a lot of land that is suitable for solar farms. And we have obviously the cheapest, as we speak now, we have the cheapest renewable energy produced by the private sector. So if you do that and say to Germany and the US and Europe and Asia, we will give you actually sovereign rights over your own data centers, so as if it is in Germany or in the US, then you are actually creating bridges. You are allowing other countries to use your competitive advantage, but also you are using their competitive advantage to benefit your own economy. That kind of sharing is important.
I'm not sure if all German AI companies should move to Saudi Arabia, but I'm in favor of the idea of division of labor and production. Absolutely. And to widen the horizon. With your cheap renewables, you are capable to produce green hydrogen and synthetic fuels